Jason from Florida never set out to become part of the strange and shadowy world of cryptids and the paranormal. Like many lifelong Floridians, he grew up comfortable in the wild places, swamps, forests, and backcountry trails that most outsiders find intimidating. The heat, the insects, the dense vegetation were familiar, even comforting. But what Jason and his family experienced deep in the Florida wilderness would forever change how he views those woods, and what he believes might still be living within them. It began during routine explorations, trips meant to enjoy nature and escape the noise of everyday life. While walking through remote areas far from well-traveled paths, Jason noticed something that immediately stopped him in his tracks: massive footprints pressed deep into the soft ground. These were not distorted animal tracks or human boot prints. They were enormous, far larger than any man's foot, and clearly shaped, with a heel, arch, and toe impressions that seemed unmistakably bipedal. Jason photographed them carefully, aware that whatever left those tracks was not something easily explained. As he ventured deeper into the area over subsequent trips, the strangeness only intensified. Jason came across teepee-style tree structures, multiple saplings bent and intertwined at the top, forming deliberate, symmetrical shapes. These were not fallen trees or storm damage. They appeared intentionally constructed, requiring strength, coordination, and purpose. Jason documented these structures as well, knowing how skeptical people can be when stories like this surface. To him, the evidence spoke loudly. Something intelligent was manipulating the environment around him. But it wasn't just what he saw that unsettled him, it was what he felt. Jason describes an overwhelming sensation of being watched, a pressure that seemed to wrap around his chest the deeper he went into the woods. It wasn't simple fear or imagination. It was a gut instinct so strong it bordered on panic, a primal warning telling him not to go any farther. As someone experienced in the outdoors, Jason trusted that instinct. It's the kind of feeling that has kept humans alive for thousands of years. The sounds came next. While camping with his family, Jason heard strange whistles echoing through the trees, long, drawn-out calls that didn't match any known bird or animal. They weren't random, either. They seemed responsive, almost conversational, moving from one location to another as if circling their camp. His family heard them too, confirming that this was not something happening only in his head. Then came the most chilling experience of all. Late one night, cutting through the darkness of the swamp, Jason heard what sounded like cries for help. A voice, human-like, desperate, and unmistakably distressed, called out from the woods. Every instinct told him something was wrong. Despite the natural urge to help, fear rooted him in place. The cries didn't sound right. They were off somehow, mimicking human speech but lacking something essential. Jason believes to this day that whatever was making those sounds was attempting to lure him deeper into the forest. He chose not to investigate, a decision he firmly believes may have saved his life. Based on the tracks, the structures, the sounds, and the overwhelming presence he felt, Jason is convinced he encountered the skunk ape, the legendary swamp-dwelling cryptid long associated with Florida. Often described as a large, hairy, foul-smelling creature resembling Bigfoot, the skunk ape has been reported for decades by hunters, hikers, and locals who know the swamps better than anyone. Jason believes the creature is highly intelligent, territorial, and capable of behaviors that blur the line between animal and something far more complex. Yet Jason's story doesn't exist in isolation. His encounters with the unexplained extend beyond the wilderness and into his own home. Years earlier, he lived in a house that he is certain was haunted. Objects moved on their own. Doors opened and closed without explanation. Heavy footsteps echoed through empty rooms. The atmosphere was thick, oppressive, and charged with a presence that made sleep nearly impossible. These experiences were not fleeting or subtle, they were intense, repeated, and witnessed by others who shared the home. What makes Jason's experiences particularly compelling is the overlap between the cryptid and the paranormal. He believes there may be a connection, a deeper layer to reality that science has yet to fully understand. The same intuition that warned him in the woods echoed in his haunted home, a sense that unseen forces were aware of him, watching, reacting. Jason doesn't claim to have all the answers, but he is convinced that the world is far stranger than we are taught to believe. Through Sasquatch Theory, Jason now shares his story not to convince skeptics, but to add his voice to a growing number of witnesses who have experienced something beyond conventional explanation. His photographs, his first-hand encounters, and his emotional honesty paint a picture of a man forever changed by what he has seen and felt. Whether it's the skunk ape lurking in Florida's swamps, spirits lingering in old houses, or something that exists at the crossroads of both, Jason's experiences remind us that the unknown is closer than we think. The Florida wilderness is vast, ancient, and largely unexplored. For Jason, it is not just a place of natural beauty, it is a realm where mysteries still roam freely, unseen but deeply felt. And once you've stood where he stood, heard what he heard, and felt that unmistakable sense of being watched, it becomes impossible to dismiss the idea that we are not alone.